Oh, baby.
The last nigga in the party always talking about finally. But, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
welcome, people.
Yeah.
Welcome back another again for another edition with your boys, Jose Inc., Shauna Don, and the petty motherfucker, B.
Hey.
Say what's good to the people, fellas.
I
What
just
up,
said
everybody?
hey. I
I
took a
know.
bite of my taco. Hey.
Then,
Yeah.
as a just a disclaimer, for some reason you start to hear the screams of an adorable brat. That is just Jose Inc.'s resident Godzilla, and ignore accordingly. But other than that, we
Mr.
gonna get
Perma
y'all.
Beef Godzilla.
We gonna go. Nicknames are earned, not given. We gonna. So we are going to bring you our top 10 favorite slash best wrestlers of all time. List is gonna be a little different. Everybody had a little different flavor for their list. You know, I got a bunch of niggas that throw tables on mine, so let's get into
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Let's get into it. Who wants to kick us off? I feel like B, you have to kick us off for some reason.
Well, nah,
It's,
because, you know,
oh, honorable
I'm the only
mentions.
one.
No, I think I
Yeah.
actually do have honorable mention this time. I don't know.
Oh,
And
B, do you?
Not at all.
yes, I do
Okay.
actually. I do. I
Okay.
do. I
All right,
do.
well then, do you want to take the first honorable mention?
My honorable mentions are Sting and Taker. Both of them is honorable mentions for the same reason. Usually, I never really gravitate to the top guys, so obviously that's why they're not my favorites. Because I don't know, I always felt like the top nigga didn't need love. You already had enough love, but you can't. Their undeniably mystique was always in part of my action figure games and all that type of stuff. So I can't leave them out.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, really? Okay, this is great. So my honorable mention, which is probably gonna be disappointing to the two of you, but my honorable mention is actually Hulk Hogan.
Oh, bit by bitch. Get the fuck up from now. Goodbye. Get fucking out.
Well, at least he didn't make the list, so I guess I can be happy
Hey,
about
you
that.
should have you shouldn't even been on honorable mention, but you know what? I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
You
I'm
talking
sorry.
about
Go ahead. I
the
apologize.
Hulkster all together, Hulkamania,
It don't matter.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah,
The
yeah,
Hulk
yeah.
Hogan is all in one person. No matter how you describe him, it's
Well, I
all one
mean,
person.
I hated them both,
No,
but the whole Hollywood had more swag than Hulk. Hulk was just disgusting.
I mean, fuck, they all
Hulk,
one person.
Hulk was
So they
just as
stuck me over
terrible as
there. You know what?
Superman.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Sean. I'm taking your moment. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. I'm
No,
sorry. Go
it's
ahead.
it's it's fine, B. It's fine. It's not like I was, talking or anything, but you want to disapprove, so.
I apologize. Shit. Give me some type of fucking credit. Damn. Look, we're not gonna start this.
But anyway, yes, Hulk
It already
Hogan
started.
made my honorable mention for the fact that not only his significance to the entire sport of wrestling in general, like as much as B likes to hate on Hulk Hogan,
It's not hating.
WWE probably
It's
would
not
not
hating.
be in the position it's in today without Hulk Hogan setting
I
all that
doubt
up
it.
in the 80s. So,
I doubt it.
okay.
What? Nah, I mean
I'm sorry.
you can't
Yeah.
deny what Hulkster was. That was Hulkamania. It wasn't Hulkamania. It wasn't gonna be no WrestleMania. But at the same time, I mean he is garbage. I got garbage wrestler in my top though, so I mean it is what it is.
Hmm. Alrighty. Now that bullshit is done. Sean, you wanna start?
Nah, why don't you start since
Right?
you want to complain about
Do you
everyone
want to
else's
start,
list?
nigga?
Fucking asshole.
Oh, that's totally fine. Number 10. I'm going with a person that should have been inducted in the Hall of Fame and still has not been inducted in the Hall of
I
Fame.
already know where this
He
is
has
going.
held every title except for the heavyweight title, which is Owen Hart.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that. I think that's like something off the records with them and the family. Like, just keep all that. Don't mention it or something. I don't know. Cause why he should have been in the shit. Been in the shit. He should have been like day one. But nonetheless,
Absolutely.
Well, nah, he definitely wouldn't have been day one because day one he was still wrestling. But
Oh, okay. I didn't
Basically,
know when
to
they started
me,
doing the
in my
ceremony, but
eyes,
1992
he
with
should have been
Andre the Giant.
he should have been first ballot.
in
Hmm.
my eyes, he should have basically like been the world champion several times. To
Well,
me,
he
he
could
had
have been
basically
he
like,
that jump that did him in. There was a lot
I
of time
mean,
taken off the
he
clearly a lot of time
both
left
of
on the
his
field on the
matches to
clock.
me has been 4 stars or more. To me, in my eyes, because he's one of the guys that could tell a story within the match, and that's what absolutely I fucking love. So
That's the,
yeah, he is my number 10.
that's the nugget, man. The
Even
nugget,
as the Nugget.
the nugget was a beast. Who else could pull off the nugget gimmick, man? The nugget.
And the blue
The Blue
blazer.
Blazer, Blue Blazer, fucking Blue Blazer. If it wasn't for the Blue Blazer, he had them damn championships. Fuck niggas just had to be up in them goddamn rafters.
I'm not doing this with you. I am
I,
not doing this with you. I'm having this. I'm not doing this with you.
I'm just saying, stay your asses on the ground.
Yeah,
But
pretty much. Shout out to
If you
anything to
stay
say
on the
about that?
ground, you can't let it fly.
Oh.
you can let it fly from the turnbuckle, not from the sky. You need
Oh, I was
wing.
expecting Sean to say some crazy shit. Like, really, B? Really? But I didn't get that. Wow.
No, because I actually
why
like
not?
Owen Hart. I mean, I agree
Yeah.
with you. He doesn't make my top 10, but I agree with you. He should be in the Hall of Fame 100%.
Well, that's my top. That's my number 10.
What's yours, son?
My number 10 is the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
You would. That's how your
What's
nigga.
that supposed to mean?
That's how your nigga
Yeah,
is in
see,
my
and I
damn
didn't even say
universe.
shit. See,
I don't
didn't
know.
even
I just
say
feel like
shit,
if
see?
anybody was gonna have Arn Anderson on their list, it was definitely gonna be your ass. But like I said, that's how your character. That's how your character reminds me of in the universe, like a Arn Anderson 2018.
I
Well,
can't.
If
then he's
Arn,
doing things correctly.
if Arn
Because that's
Anderson
how I would
can,
wrestle if I was a real wrestler.
if Arn Anderson can moonsault, that's your dude.
Oh my god.
That's
I
your
can't
dude.
moonsault, alright? I don't have a moonsault. I have the
Oh my gosh.
lowdown. There's a difference.
Hey, it all works to me.
Mm.
Well, my wait, did you have reasonings or you was this number? That's your number 10.
Oh, I mean, aside from the fact that I just love Arn Anderson, I thought Arn Anderson was one of the best in-ring technicians of his era, along with the fact that he actually was not maybe on the level of a Ric Flair in terms of the cocaine-induced fucking promos, but Arn was always like the soft-spoken promo, kind of similar to Jake the Snake Roberts. Like, it was, you could tell he thought very carefully about everything he was gonna say and made it like a methodical fucking thing. Like, and that made him very like ahead of his time in a lot of ways, I would say. So, and I mean, the dude openly has the best spine buster to this day, so that's gotta give
Yeah.
you some credit, right?
Spine buster game, cray. Okay, now my list is probably gonna make a lot of people sick. When I think, especially B, my list is definitely about to make B go jump in
I'm
the
not gonna lie
grave and
to
then
you
roll
right
over in it.
now. I will respect everyone's opinion on this list, even B's crazy ass. But if you have 1, 2, 3 Kid on your fucking list, I'm gonna be a little upset. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Oh, he didn't say shit. Oh shit.
Number 10, 1, 2, 3
number
Kid.
number 10. My name is no, I'm bullshit. But
Thank
number
Fucking thank you. I was getting ready to
I
slap
knew he
you
wouldn't be on the list. I knew he wouldn't be on the list because Matt said they're all retired. So
I literally was about to lead the party. I literally was about to lead the party. I literally was about to lead the party.
Okay.
you don't want to know who my number 2 is then.
Oh God. But no, my number 10 is Psychosis.
Oh, okay.
No, it's okay. It's cool.
Psychosis. Just, I mean, you know me. I mean, I like to let it fly. You know what I'm saying? Any one of those cats when I was younger, like the first thing, like I remember wrestling in the beginning of my wrestling experience, like it was like I didn't understand TV, so I just knew like when I was in front of the TV, every once in a while, Hulk Hogan's ass or Ric Flair's ass was on that bitch screaming, and then Mr. T was there sometimes, and Roddy Piper had on a skirt. Shit was wild. You know, every once in a while, my mom bring me home a toy. Then as I got a little older and started seeing it more and more, and then next thing I know, I started realizing and knowing what I was watching. The thing that made me notice that the most was when motherfuckers was out there moonsaulting, flipping, side kicking, and all types of other shit.
Oh yeah. Like that's what we used to do in the school, on the school playground. Shit,
Yeah. I say yeah. I twisted and messed up many ankles doing backflips off of monkey bars and wood things and all types of shit, landing it so I could be like the luchas and everything. So, in Psychosis with the little mask and horns, he just looked dope. He had crazy colors, crazy matches with Hui. It was lit. Psychosis, number 10. This thing is scratchable.
Okay.
All right, so what's your number? What's your number 9, B?
The gold one.
Oh, Goldberg? Goldberg made your fucking list?
Get the fuck out of here.
You crazy as hell.
Fuck out of here. Gold dust motherfucker.
And I thought B was the petty one.
And I liked him because he took something from being heterosexual to being something real gay and feminine. And I was like, damn, I can do that. I like this guy.
And now your ass can't give up the fucking chicken box to actually get some time in at the mats.
Yeah, something like that. But it's just like, but it's this one particular match that I remember, and it was Goldust versus Undertaker in your house, and they was fighting for the IC title. And Goldust went up and just started slowly just walking up on him while Undertaker was laying on the mat, was crawling on him. I was like, damn, that's some hot shit. And he just started headbutting his ass. It's like, the fuck? That's what Paige do. But mind you, that's what Paige do now. But when she was wrestler, that's what she did. But yeah. But one thing I wanted him to do that he never did, which is just lick a nigga face. That's all I wanted him to do. Is just lick the side of a wrestler face. That's all I wanted him to do.
Nasty.
I know.
They all sweaty and shit. That's gross. Why would you do that? I was upset when Paige did it, and that's lesbian action, so it should turn me on. But I was like, ew, no, girl, don't go licking Natalia's face like that. That shit is sweaty. Ew, no.
Ain't all that makeup and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But Goldust, you know, he just brought another side to wrestling. In my eyes, he brought the gays into pro wrestling more. He brought a new fan base. That's just in my eyes, and I can respect him for that character.
Goldie was
But the thing is, though, he wasn't gay, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know.
He was androgynous. He was just androgynous.
He was like kind of like David Bowie, more so than just being straight up homo.
He was an extreme version of Prince. Like if you would took Prince and turned it up to 100.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, because he came out to the ring with one of the hottest fucking bitches they had at the time with, what was her name, Terry?
Well,
she was fucking bad, and she'd be sucking on that cigar like she was Monica Lewinsky and shit. It was great.
I mean, but you gotta think Prince was like 4'3", wore
openly probably got more
his,
pussy than everyone we know combined. Openly,
right.
He probably had sex with like 30,000 women. Like,
walking around with his ass out, 12-inch heels on, and it was a fucking blouse, smacking all the bitches he wants.
Game blouses,
turning down bitches because he tired. Like, so Goldust definitely created history.
Yes, but that's my number 9. Sean?
Why I gotta always be in the middle of this shit? Okay.
You want to go
my
first
number 9. Nah, that's fine. My number 9. Full disclosure, does not represent me necessarily supporting what happened outside of the wrestling ring. I just want to make that very clear right now.
That's Benoit.
Right.
Number 9 is Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Because inside those ropes, he's one of the best performers I've ever had the privilege to watch. And When you talk about like aggression and like properly having aggression, not like crazy shit to get you disqualified in a match, but just aggression in the right way, there was nobody like Chris Benoit. This man was the definition of intense 24/7. Like he had no fucking chill mode. There wasn't a rest hold with Chris Benoit. That motherfucker was 24/7 in your face. And he turned what looks like the most basic goddamn submission you'll ever see in your life, and he somehow made it look believable, but that shit was like excruciatingly painful. So yeah, Chris Benoit, number 9.
Well, yeah, he's on my list, but he's further down.
Benoit was a beast. He ain't make mine, but he was a beast. Number 9, Fahim. Super crazy. For that,
okay.
For that exact reason, because homie was super crazy. Like it was like, okay, like I said, now I had finally seen what got me into it, so then I started learning, and I still was confused on why I didn't understand there was 2 different ones. I thought shit how the independent scene run now, I thought that's how wrestling was back in the day, how Cody Rhodes got the Ring of Honor belt, but he gonna be wearing it and wrestling in New Japan, and then the nigga that got the New Japan belt be fighting in Guerrilla promotion, and any other niggas can go fight in the WCPW or whatever the hell it's called, and they got all these different things. That's how I thought it was. So Ric Flair, Hogan, you know, Razor Ramon, Diesel, Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, all them, I thought like at any given moment they could wrestle each other. Never seen it, but thought that because I was a kid. So then we got to the point where now I realize what the fuck is going on. So by day or by prime time, you get to Doink the Clowns and all the shit they had going on at that moment. But on channel 15, one night I'm turning the channel to when, I don't know about y'all, but public access TV used to have like the weird ass public access videos and Akron shit ratchet. So it would always be the rap videos and all the it'd be like basically BT uncut but local. So it'd be like the lady that you seen at the store with the fat ass booty, she twerking on TV like at 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, one night I guess they got rid of doing that and they started airing ECW, and I seen a nigga do a damn he just did a corkscrew off the top of the damn rafters through 3 tables onto a nigga, and I was like, what the is this? And from that moment on, I tuned in. I learned about RVD, Sabu, and everybody else through Super Crazy, because I had to stay up, and no matter what time, I had to stay up till until they showed whatever rerun of ECW they were going to show, because I had to see what Super Crazy was going to fucking do. And then when I realized his name really was Super Crazy, they weren't just saying he's super crazy. I'm like, oh yeah, this shit, I'm sold. So Super Crazy, because that nigga was super crazy. And then he took his mask off later in life, and he looked super crazy. So that just that was even better. That just made it even better. Like, yep, them eyes tell it all. Okay, so okay. Sean, what's number 8, Sean?
He already said it.
No, we just did number. He just did number 9.
No, we just number 9.
Oh, okay. So it's my turn then.
Up the order.
No, we're flipping the order. We're not doing the same order every time. Yeah. Okay. That's why he didn't get it. It's fine. You know, I understand you think you're the best at everything, so you get to go first. It's fine.
Girl.
So my number 8, I'm gonna take a page out of Jose's playbook and pick one of them their cruiserweights that do the crazy shit. My number 8 is the Ultimo Dragon.
Ultimo, yeah.
And the reason why is, on top of being like a cruiserweight who would do, you know, moonsaults and flips and all that crazy shit that the cruiserweights normally do, I actually thought Ultimo was one of the better of the actual, like, having more technical wrestling aspect to his matches as well. And his finishing move, Japanese. He did like basically he did like a backflip reverse DDT, which was pretty cool. But he also did the Dragon Sleeper. And for anyone who doesn't know, Dragon Sleeper, openly one of my favorite submissions ever. Like, I just love that submission because it's basically a guillotine choke from like real life fighting, like jiu-jitsu. There's a move called a guillotine choke or a front neck choke but it's that, but you're doing it from behind them, so you're cranking like down on their neck as you're lifting up on the base of their neck, and it's just like it looks like it would be so damn painful in real life.
Drew Gulak uses it
Drew
now.
Gulak uses it now, exactly. So,
Shout out 205.
Yeah. Shout out to them 205 Live guys. What up?
Best show on TV right now, baby.
Yeah, puts people in the seats, makes you move your feet. So yeah, number 8, Ultimo Dragon. And plus, I thought it was dope that he was actually a like Japanese luchador basically, which was cool.
Okay, number 8 for you, B.
I'm gonna like flip the script on y'all. My number 8 is gonna be Lorik.
Oh my god, I am surprised. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's very surprising.
RKO out of nowhere.
Lorik, aka Charlotte Flair.
Woo! Yeah, Charlotte Flair. Woo!
Like I don't really have to say too much about it. She's the current wrestler now. Everything speaks for itself. She's a money maker. She's a history maker. I mean, can't doubt her skills whatsoever. That's just what that is. Can't doubt it. So, I mean, I don't even have to elaborate on it. Well, I don't think so. I don't think I have to, but I mean,
not as much as I'm about to have to elaborate on mine.
Then you know you may be right. But Lorik, that's my next pick.
All right, look. I'm surprised that you have your historian ass. I'm surprised you have somebody so current. But because you don't have a WCW database, it does make sense. So, me, my number 8, Mr. I can't even say Zero, Mr. Big Bang Theory himself, Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, I know he was trash as hindsight is 2020 in life when you go back and watch the matches and you like, damn, homie really thing every single time. But it didn't matter because between them damn promos, that face paint, like, he knows Sting, but once again, being little and not being able to always pay attention for real. So thinking that they was the same person for understanding, like really thinking this nigga Sting was a superhero, and I thought Ultimate Warrior was his hulked out form. So I would be like, oh, this nigga going hard today, Sting on some shit, till I realized this was a whole nother nigga, and I was like, oh, this nigga's. Then literally all you have to do to explain the reason why you like Ultimate Warrior, you have to say nothing about the ring, nothing about the gear, nothing about the matches. It's just simply and you knew the fool was gonna come out the back running 60 miles per hour, bending corners, raising babies to get to this ring to do this clothesline and this splash on a nigga. Shook the hell out of them bitches, and it was glorious every time. It was a full presentation. If you want to talk about story, Ultimate Warrior was ultimate experience. You felt that nigga. He was the closest thing they had to virtual reality in the 80s. Now, his music came out, you was in there. You could be just as excited as he was. The music was only going to last like 25 seconds for real. The entrance was most of his 2-minute match. So, yeah, Ultimate Warrior. Cocaine in the can, baby.
Shut the fuck up. You're funny.
Oh my god. I can't stand you.
I can't even.
What?
I mean, we all know he was on coke, okay? I mean, I know he's dead. R.I.P. Ultimate Warrior, but we all know he was on coke. Rick was on coke. They were all on coke back then. It's okay to say it.
I was talking to Chappelle when he was like, Red Bulls, cocaine in a can, baby.
Red Bull, cocaine in a can.
That's what
but
Ultimate
why did
Warrior
you say that?
was.
Because that motherfucker was on cocaine.
No, because when Ultimate Warrior, when you watched the Ultimate Warrior match, you felt like you was on coke. That nigga gave you the virtual reality experience of being on coke. Cause from the moment that nigga music hit to the moment he picked your ass was on your feet, probably on your tiptoes, chopping your feet like you was at football practice. All right, number 7. This will be me. Number 7 for me. Now, I'm just gonna say it. I don't think there really needs to be any explanation. He's probably on both of y'all lists too. Maybe not yours. He's probably definitely on yours, Sean. But the Ayatollah Iraq still going
Okay,
ham
for
to
Jericho.
this. Still going hand to this day. See, that's why. That's why I said I really don't have to say anything else. Because I can say any one of this man's monikers or any. If I would have said Mr. The List himself, if I would have said any of these little
You
things.
just made the list!
If I would have said anything that he's done, that's all it would have took for y'all to be like, oh, yeah, that's Jericho. And that's all you need to really establish yourself. Yeah, I'm that nigga. The things he did to Impact Wrestling, the fact that he's relevant now. Who else just in the bat of an eye and throw a table at a nigga?
The fact that this man literally has a cruise this summer for wrestling, and people are paying like $3,000 a ticket to get on this man's cruise to see people wrestle on a cruise ship.
But I would go to in a heartbeat. That thing sounds so dope, and that's a whole nother topic for another day. But yeah, Jericho is the man. Crazy on the mic, crazy in the ring, crazy with taking any type of story. Everybody remembers Gil making up his own stories. Right? Jericho.
Okay. That's cute for y'all, whatever. Okay. Who's next? Is it Sean?
No, it's you.
You.
Oh, it's me. And what number we on?
7.
My number 7 is Mick Foley. And you can count him as Mankind, you can count him as Cactus Jack, you can count him as Do Love. It doesn't matter, it's all one person. But he's still my number 7. And I don't have to go into all his accomplishments and downfalls. But just know that man knew how to take an ass whooping. And he always took it with a smile on his face.
That's about the most understatement you could say. He knew how to take an ass whooping. Porn star know how to swallow. Like Mick Foley, I watched his Raw his Monday Night War episode. I see a lot of those clips in all the different documentaries, and at this point I done watched hella documentaries on the network. Plug. Vince, I need a check. But just to again with that fucking Hell in a Cell match. I know can't always talk about the Hell in a Cell. You can always talk about the Hell in a Cell match. Because the fact that it just like oh my god, every time all I hear is the one-liners. The one-liners caused in this match by this man's actions. Like when he came off and around and the niggas didn't know what to say. Like, and you would think like
I'm not laughing.
you would think that people would go have the most craziest reaction in the world to it, and really go like, oh, yeah, that nigga, because that just says like we know him. Mick take chances all the time. When he hit that table, they was like, oh yeah, this one didn't even this was the one. I knew his was take it too far. This was that time for his. Then the motherfucker got back. How do you climb the cage? Adrenaline is a bad motherfucker. How? How did you climb the cage? How did you climb the cage? Like how? To get put back through it.
He was just going.
Undertaker's face. Undertaker's face.
It's like, bruh, are you serious right now, bruh?
No, not when he climbed back up. When he looked at the nigga after the choke slam, he was like, damn. Oh, I won't catch no charge. Shit.
Good God, good God. That's it, he's dead.
That's it. He's
Well,
dead.
somebody stop the damn match.
Bro, Mick Foley is, and then for him to be able to go
This
from
man has a family.
Mick Foley was like the ultimate, like was the W. If you look at it in a microspec or in a very small microscope, Mick Foley is like how the WWE does all the nowadays. How he did his career. He started off as the crazy hardcore. Was becoming hot at other promotions. He was like, well, fuck, I'm gonna become the Cactus Jack clean cut with my hair pulled back. You know, so I'm gonna wrestle real technical and that. Then gets his call up and goes into the mankind character, back into realizing like, oh, I got to get more good gutter because it's getting attitude this shit and it becomes. You realize my body can't. He just becomes the funniest motherfucker on TV. Cold blooded. Cold blooded. For the motherfucker.
Cold blooded.
Fugly looking like that, you definitely wouldn't expect for him to be one of the GOATs.
Not at all. But yep, that was mine.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, my number 7. We gonna take it old schooler. We're gonna go with a guy who, like Jericho, has many nicknames or monikers, if you will. The homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu.
Yeah.
I knew he was on one of y'all list. I knew he was on one of y'all's.
The key word in all of that, suicidal. Cause that nigga tried every night. Like if you have not ever seen the pure raw pleasure of watching a Sabu super crazy match, go drink or go get something to smoke. You lose your shit. Totally.
Big facts. I mean, this dude made a career out of literally saying, I'm not gonna do the craziest thing to hurt you. I'm gonna do some shit that makes you think I'm gonna kill myself to put asses in seats in a fucking 1,200 person ballroom in the middle of Philly.
Oh my god.
Like this man would do a leg drop with a damn barbed wire baseball bat underneath his leg. Bruh, you doing more damage to your own leg than you are to the dude you're dropping your leg on. They're just getting some cuts. You're the one that's tearing your tendons in your leg. But he would do it. Like, all those scars and shit you see on Sabu, that ain't prop work, bruh. That man's body looks like he came out of DBZ because of all the crazy shit he would do in a match. This man would be like...
He also did say that he super glued his wounds together.
Yeah, he literally would super glue his cuts shut and then go keep wrestling because he didn't want to have to, like, leave to go to the hospital. Like, this dude was crazy in a good way, in a wrestling way at least. Probably horrible for his own welfare, but...
Clearly. I feel like every time he came out and he pointed to the sky, he was like, yep, I'm coming home to you today, homie. And
right,
it just didn't happen. Like, nah, not today. You're going to live. I remember
not
when
today.
the jumped the table that was wrapped in the barbed wire. I'm like, nobody even owned the table. Like, when Shawn Michaels Ric Flair and did the backflip through the table, I was like, damn, Shawn, you just gonna give up your whole bottom 2 ribs for this nigga, huh? But Sabu was like, nigga, Sabu was like, ain't nobody on the table, and I'm gonna just dive into it. I'm gonna see if I can go through the barbed wire and come out the other end. It didn't work like that, obviously. So I don't really I never understood the stunt. I never understood the spot. Nobody was on the table. There was table. But
Sabu openly had some of the craziest damn like spots. Like, I mean, I know there's a lot of hardcore legends out there. You know, much respect to the Cactus Jack / Mick Foley's. Much respect to Terry Funk. But when I think of hardcore, the first thing that pops into my head is, well, first ECW, but specifically Sabu.
Yeah, I just imagine like Sabu. I mean, I'm a tough motherfucker, but I probably would have had to pull the Stone Cold Steve Austin route in ECW. Like, I got like 2 matches in me, then there'll be 2 hella matches. I got it for you. Like Sabu coming in every night, diving face first into the floor. I can't do that. Every night.
this man out here, he gonna set himself on fire just to kick you to possibly give you some burn damage on your
Not
arm.
every night. Not every night.
He on another level, bro. Like when I saw Sabu for the first time, I was like, "Oh, you acting completely different."
Completely different with that. All right, that's 7.
Yeah. So that we're on number 6.
All right, number 6B. Number 6.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, my number 6 is none other than the boss herself.
Nah, I knew it was coming. If Rick was there, then Boss had to
I
be
figured
there.
she was gonna be higher on the list.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I thought Boss was gonna be openly.
Ooh, y'all motherfuckers.
Yes, clearly.
But yeah,
That's because the Undertaker gets 3 spots: one for Taker, one for Badass, and one for Ministry of Darkness.
And he'll.
but yeah, you're still missing 2 Undertakers. So I mean, like.
All right. So.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Callis Mark Calloway and?
No, you're still missing 2 of them. But yeah, shit. That yes, we all know how they all know how I feel about her. You guys watch the review.
I swear,
know how I feel.
if he didn't like boys, I'm pretty sure he would have some fucking nudies of her somewhere with as much as he loves her.
Yeah, she's the boss. The boss. She earned that name. She is the female HBK.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
HBK.
blasphemy, but all right.
That's not no blasphemy.
Not no blasphemy though. She the history.
She is the motherfucking history maker, and she will put on one hell of a match. She would even injure her own body to put on a hell of a match.
Yeah, clearly.
And that's all I got to say about that. I can name matches off where she has done tremendously. I would name matches off where she had to put people over, but we're not going to go there. We
Hey, sir.
know
Okay,
that
sir.
she's the boss.
Sasha Banks, number 6.
God damn it.
Yes. You're lucky because that was about to be an hour. So,
She fucking tried it. He fucking tried it. He fucking tried it.
my number 6. My number 6
Fucking asshole.
falls right in line with the theme of my list so far. Then the hyped one himself. This is probably my favorite cruiserweight, personal favorite. Hugo Guerrero. I don't know why I gravitated towards Huey so much. I don't know. I have no idea. I just know him. I just remember those him and Psychosis matches, and them was the things that like just wrapped me up. Like if there's one other person that I probably hold above Hoovy, who is later on in this list, but Hoovy was like after the person that's later on got me sold. Like, oh yes, this shit is dope. Hoovy was the one that like made it like, oh, these niggas out here painting pictures. This shit look crazy. It's Hoovy to Guerrero, Lucha house party type. And unfortunately, now that I have said all 3 of them, R.I.P. to y'all career, made y'all the Mexicools. I know they did y'all like that time. If it was,
They still the same person, brother. He's still the same person.
yeah, but it didn't feel the same though. But if they would have let the gimmick run enough, I guarantee Super Crazy would have did a frog splash from the ring onto a nigga through one of the tractors. Guarantee it. Because they just had to give it a little bit more time. A little bit more time. If you would have put them in the match with Edge and Christian and the Hardys for the ladders, it'd have been a whole different type of history. They thought what Jeff was doing off the top of that ladder was crazy. Is he gonna do it off the top of a ladder when he used to jumping off the top of the building? He was definitely gonna die. Put it that way. You gave him a ladder, Vince would have been like, you can't get on top of the ladder no more. Ooh, I don't got enough coverage. But yeah. What's your number 6, Sean?
So my number 6 is the guy who I won't say necessarily saved the WWE,
Oh my
but
gosh.
he definitely is responsible for regaining some of the big interest when it was kind of in the rough days in the mid 2000s. So Mr. Pipe Bomb himself, CM Punk.
Okay, okay. Mr. Punk. Bro, I ain't hip this Punk other than the couple matches I've seen so far, and I haven't, the matches on my list of his, I haven't watched most of them. I've probably only seen his Money in the Bank when he won, and then the year before he lost. But, yeah, just actually, it seemed like dude was pretty dope. That straight edge
He
shit would
was.
have probably put me off, made me been part of like the people that hated him because that shit was just weird. But he seemed
But
like
you
he
couldn't
was
help
ready.
but respect him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he has respect. I give him that post, 2020 hindsight respect, even though I didn't get to see him watch it. Like how now, like I used to hate Hunter. I was like, you bitch, and it's like my nigga, yeah, Paul, let's go.
I
Set up,
cannot. I cannot.
set up that match, cuts. Shout out NXT North American title, hold done.
Oh god.
Go, baby.
Adam
I,
Cole,
I really don't
baby.
know who. I don't know who the fuck's gonna win that match, but that's another topic, and I could definitely talk. We had to talk
Yeah,
about
we can
that.
do that then. Yeah, we can do that then. Yeah. So
But
moving on.
okay,
Oh, you ain't
Sean.
finished. Oh,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, wait, hold on. What did you pick? It must have been good.
Sean picked Punk.
Oh yeah, Punk. Yeah. Yeah. How did we go from to Adam Cole, baby? I don't
Because
know.
you just started having because you started on NXT and you said Hunter. I think you said.
Oh, because I was saying how I like Punk. Yeah, yeah. Look,
That's how we
segues,
got to that.
segue after segue. Shit move quick around here, folks. Gotta follow. But so yeah. Any other anything specific you want to point out other than the obvious?
Well,
Oh,
I guess the fact that he fucking was able to put over so many fucking people because he was like a good wrestler. Like, if you can make John Cena look good, that means you're pretty damn talented because John Cena's openly trash. So,
all right. So, but
uh,
okay. I have a question for you.
Johnson
I have a question.
mhm.
sucks. Hmm.
So you say CM Punk is that good. So you don't. So why don't you see Daniel Bryan that good? Here's the question. I'm not gonna go back and forth. I just want to know your answer to that question.
Because I think Daniel Bryan's overrated.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
Now,
don't
okay.
think
Now I
he's
see where you're
as good
coming
as
from.
everyone else thinks he is. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you for clearing that one up. That's what I really wanted to know.
Hmm.
All right, Sean is your number 5 into the top
My
hizzy.
number 5, gonna keep with the trend here. My favorite diva of all time, and also CM Punk's wife, AJ Lee.
What?
Damn, yeah,
What?
that's a shocker.
You got to be joking. Are you really joking? Are you
No,
really joking right now? You're not joking.
no,
Oh, okay. I
I'm
thought this was about
100%
to say.
serious.
How can you take her serious when she had nobody good in her division?
Oh, here we go.
That's
I mean,
exactly
I
why.
mean, she didn't. Nobody was good in her division at all.
Yes,
So
I
she
agree
basically
with you.
called herself. That's why she was the longest reigning champ because she had no competition.
I agree. And yet
No
she actually
competition.
was able to hold my interest in spite of the fact that all of the people she was going up against were hot booty hole. That takes a lot.
I can't take you serious with that one. I'm so sorry. I just can't. I can't. You had me up to this point. You had me up to this point. But go ahead. To state your reasons why. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's see. able to pull off the psychotic personality and make it look believable. Good mic skills, including some of the best one-liner insults, like rock quality, like when she hit the Bella Twins with the "Unfortunately for you, talent isn't sexually transmitted," which is fucking legendary. Had good, not great 5-star matches, but had good matches with the, as you said, B, terrible talent around her. The only other diva at the time that was even remotely worth a damn was Natalia. Like, and she was still putting on good matches. She's a good seller for being like smaller than Alexa Bliss, because I feel like AJ Lee is 5 feet tall and skinnier than Alexa Bliss is, and she still was able to make everything look believable. It didn't look like it was fabricated, like they were putting her over, because in reality, she was the ones putting people over. I love her finishing move. I know it's not unique because Gail Kim did it before she did, but I like her finishing move. The Black Widow was fucking awesome. It was this crazy octopus hold. So yeah, those are the reasons why I really like AJ Lee.
Wait, no, that was number 5. Okay, so who is my number 5? Number 5. Oh, Mr. Time himself. Bring a ladder. Jeff Hardy. I said, yeah. No, I mean, hey, if you can do what he did and you was that fucked up, that nigga couldn't see straight and was out there landing on niggas from 20 feet in the air. That's all you really know about him.
That's pretty accurate with you.
Right. Jeff Hardy. Number 5. I said, you heard.
Okay. My number 5 will be Kane.
Kane. Really?
Yes,
now.
Kane.
At Monster Kane, or when he was the dentist too. And
Kane is Kane.
Fake Diesel.
Kane is Kane. Kane is Kane. You could put all, if you want to look at it, if it's one different one, you can. If you want to look at Kane from the start of his career to now, you can do that however you want to look at it. I'm just looking as the person from when they started till current, or till they retired.
Okay.
That's how I'm looking at my people. That's how I'm choosing my people, not just a particular gimmick that they have from then until now. I'm looking at them as a whole.
Because certain people, I'm picking certain gimmicks with certain people.
Oh.
Because certain niggas,
no, I'm not.
They other gimmicks was cheeks compared to the real them. Or what?
I ain't got time. No.
That's cool. You was a fan of the dentist.
Yes. Kane is basically self-explanatory. He came in as a fucking beast. He demolished shit. He wrecked shit. We fucking hit Kane with, Mankind with the stairs and threw him face first through through a table. That's a 5 series, 97. Yeah. Then when he saw Undertaker on fire in the casket match, into the first ever Inferno match, and just it goes on and on and on and on. I'm not going to drag it on. Don't worry. So that's my number 5, Kane. So now we're on number 4.
What's your number 4, Sean?
My number 4 is the man of many faces, Mick Foley.
Okay. I think we pretty much thoroughly covered him back when he said.
To me, anybody who can pull off 4 distinctly different personalities, you definitely are doing wrestling the right way. Like, that's what wrestling is all about, is your character. Well, this motherfucker had a character for every situation. Like, you need me to be funny? I'll bring out Dude Love. You need me to be the crazy, twisted, like, horror movie villain? Alright, let's bring out Mankind. You need me to be the psychotic, hardcore, like, let's do some crazy shit stunts? Alright, well, here's Cactus Jack. You need me to be the general manager or do some, like, writing or anything like more professional, here's Mick Foley.
Rock and sock connection.
Okay.
Okay, well, B, what's your number 4?
Oh, me again?
Mm-hmm.
My number 4 will be the ninth wonder of the world, China.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was gonna be on there.
I'll be on there too, though.
Do I have to go into detail about China?
I mean,
you like
you want to talk about
AJ.
AJ Lee having no competition?
Yeah,
Oh, we can talk about it. I mean, she had no competition in the women's division, so she jumped to the men's. And in the men's, she got over on the men on the men's side. She was a beast. She was the first IC woman. She was the first IC women's champion. Her and Jericho had one hell of a match at Survivor Series the same year she won it, but got overshadowed because of Austin injury. Austin decided he wanted to get hit by a car because he was injured. Bitch, you could have played that off another way. When she hit Jericho with that motherfucker pedigree from the top rope, that was wonderful. But yeah, a lot of people don't remember that match because of the whole Austin situation. Get the fuck out of here. So what? She broke her neck. Val Venus hit her with a fucking driver and broke her neck.
Well, damn.
And yeah, she left. She forfeited the title to Ivory. I'm sorry, she lost the title to Ivory when she came back. And she beat Ivory at fucking WrestleMania to get the title back. Then Lita stepped up to the punch and wanted her to give her a match at Judgment Day for the women's title. And Lita put her over, but it was a good ass match in my eyes. So yes. China is a history maker, but we're not going to let this drag on. But again, there is a difference between China and AJ Lee. China actually fought men. She had people in her league. God damn it. So, Jose, you're number 4, please.
Well, my number 4 kind of ties into China. My number 4 is X-Pac. I said you heard.
Damn it! I fucking hate you.
As I said, when it came to who really got me hooked, it was the most infamous Monday Night Raw match when 1, 2, 3 Kid, aka the moonsault her around the Joni and pinned the back. Like, I hated all the brawly big cock diesel motherfuckers. Keeping me in it was Sean and Marty Jannetty and that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I was down with Razor when he had going on. Diesel was cool, but he was just a tall version. But the Hogans and Macho Man was funny. Ooh, yeah. I wasn't getting into the whole shiny elbow shit. I hated the basic finish. The leg drop. That's me. I could give Jake the invented it, but Bliss, I can't give you a DDT in 2018. But that's another topic. It's just certain shit that doesn't appeal to me. So at the point, this shit cool to be watching it every Andy Kaufman, greatest wrestler ever. But yeah, when it got to the point where I was like, I need somebody who else is out here. There ain't no fly. You know what I'm saying? Where's everything else? Where are all the niggas jumping off the cages like snooker? And then 1, 2, 3 came out, hit that flip, ran up out of there like nigga, yeah, I wasn't supposed to win, but I did. From there on out, I felt like he was off TV for a long time after that win though. So it was like, damn, bro, what happened to you? But then next thing I know, he was in the Vins, and the rest was history. He started doing the then he came back, and then he came back and he was in. Just made it easy. He with Sean and them now? Because in my mind, Sean was always going to come back to DX, even though it was Sean to me. So when they added X-Pac was generic Sean. You the long hair motherfucker that's going to hold that spot down until he come back. All right, let's get it. And the X Factor was one of those moves from out of nowhere that just, I'm going to catch your ass. He didn't definitely didn't capitalize on what he could do. Me and my homies made factor great in our 7th grade wrestling league in middle school in the cafeteria. Broke his ribs trying to teachers. Shit was legit. But yeah, your boy X-Pac, I said.
I cannot. I can't believe you really running a tirade about fucking X-Pac, though.
What?
I
He,
cannot fucking believe
he
this shit.
was more of one of the people that I explained why he needed to, why he is on this list. X-Pac has a place. If it wasn't for his moonsault, there would never be niggas like Jericho and any of them other motherfuckers that ever try to belittle and get into a main event. And he was a little bastard. Do you
Oh my
know
god,
that's
bastard.
who else do you know stayed in the company that shit star as big as Sable? Like that's the grounds to get your ass buried. That nigga did shit like that on the regular. He was true definition of suck.
Yeah, he also fucked China apparently. Seeing as how they have a sex tape before it was cool.
Well, they was dating.
I mean, dating, fucking, whatever you want to call it, they still made a sex tape together.
They was in a relationship, a whole relationship.
Okay.
And if
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
If they choose to make a sex tape, let them make a sex tape. If you and your old lady want to make a sex tape, don't you think y'all gonna make a sex tape?
I mean, I've never made a sex tape, so I wouldn't know.
No,
Wait, what happened?
no, I have, but yeah,
You would.
Ridiculous. How did this is supposed to be a family show?
I mean,
When did we ever claim such
He brought up a
lies?
sex tape.
When
He
did we
brought up a
ever
sex
claim
tape.
such things?
I mean, I'm just trying to, trying to get some understanding here. That's all.
Wait, what happened? I don't know. Okay, anyways. Number 4. X-Pac before the sex tape. Alright, so that's
Number 4. He could have been at the top of your list, like back at number 9 or 8.
okay. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be watching wrestling.
I guess you would have been watching it once you put doing World Trash Wrestling, and you would have seen Hooping to and all
No.
World Trash Wrestling. I don't know what you're talking about.
WCW.
That doesn't even make sense because that's not WCW. That's WCW.
Yeah, but that's what I want. But that's what I want to call it because that's what it is to be.
Well, that's just because you an asshole. Goddamn it.
That's
Petty
fine. But
motherfucker.
anyway, whose turn is it? Because we're on number 3. Whose turn is it? Oh, it's mine. My number 3 is Jake the Snake Roberts.
I knew you was gonna have some old ass nigga on your list.
And the thing about it is, he could have been a champion. He just was too fucked up on drugs
Which was
to actually capitalize on the shit.
Shout out. Let's just put a disclaimer out there for anybody who may come across this that isn't the most educated in the wrestling world, or are you are younger and you don't understand why this keeps being the theme of this list. Wrestling, even though quote unquote fake, it is a very physical and tough sport. Athleticism and medical science has made it a lot easier on the body nowadays, but it is still rough on the wrestlers. But their athleticism allows them to do things that back in the day just wasn't possible. Like, do you imagine Ric Flair ever doing a moonsault like his daughter? Nah, wasn't gonna happen. So there was things that these motherfuckers had to do to get over that these younger niggas don't, because their bodies are just more evolved. And a lot of that shit involved high levels of damage to their body, where it wasn't like the term leaving bumps and bruises on yourself, and these niggas will go get medicated afterwards, and I ain't talking Advil. So if it seems like a lot of these wrestlers seem to be on the drug end of the spectrum, just ask yourself this: if you go to the top of your roof right now and set up a table, get a front foot through that bitch, are you gonna be okay? Pass up and go to work right after, without anything stronger than a damn Advil. Just let me know. Even beer. Some niggas like Rick needed 6 beers to get out of bed in the morning. You don't judge. You don't know.
He said some of them needed 6 beers. Oh, I can't stand you.
So yeah, just to get that out.
So yes,
Just
Jake the
facts
Snake.
of the rest.
Yeah, that's my guy. He's
Jake's,
my guy. He's my number 3.
Mr. Jake the Snake. Hold on.
He has one of the best DDTs I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
Of course, he invented shit. But number 3.
And
Oh what?
okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you got more.
And who would have thought to bring a fucking snake to the ring? A fucking python. Just imagine I watched that as a child. How cool that was.
Yeah.
Like this nigga bringing a fucking snake and then throwing it on niggas. Like the fuck.
Well, he was a
You
dick.
know, I just actually like that.
He was a dick because he learned how to make the shit. He learned how to make his shit, and he used to spray like a shotgun on people, but it sprayed like mist. So people thought it was like, I don't know what the fuck they thought. They thought it was cool until that shit started stinking. You know, you watch that story time.
But yeah, I mean, well, that's my number 3.
Okay. My number 3. It's a very electrifying pick.
Oh my god. Okay, Dylon. Okay, fucking Dylon.
Finally, The Rock has made the list. I said you heard. It's got to be The Rock. First of all, if you can come out looking like a damn fool, you looking like Kid and Play.
Now I'm gonna ask you what you asked me. What Rock you talking about? Which Rock you talking about? I'm gonna ask you what you just asked me.
I'm talking about The Rock from the point that he hit the Nation of Domination to the point that he of course all the way through the Brahma Bull, right before the Scorpion King Rock. That's where I'm at. Yeah, all this new modern, that's cool, you know, but he just come in and say some funny shit, try not to say the wrong shit. But back when that nigga used to be able to just fire from the hip and say where the fuck he wanted to, who the Rudy Poo are you? That's the nigga that I'm talking about. That nigga, if it wasn't for, you know, we all it's a common factor. If it wasn't for Attitude Era, blah blah blah, Austin, blah blah blah, Hunter, blah blah blah, Rock, we know. But when it comes to just setting fire to a motherfucker and getting Vince to let the reins go, look, you got these other niggas out here, they cussing, they cool, but just let me say what I'm gonna say. I'll make it do what it do, baby. Like Rock was the Godfather with the mouthpiece. Like Godfather, all he could say was "Ho train." He had the bitches with it, but Rock was the real Versace shirts, chest out, gold chain, looking at the motherfucker eyebrow. And then the fact how the true story of where the people's elbow came from, because I fucking hate that move with a passion. I hate everything about the people's elbow. It is the most irritating move. Don't just think my rule about basic ass finishes because it's my man's, because I hate the fucking people's elbow. But it is hilarious, the story Triple H told about it, so I cannot loathe it as much as I used to back in the day. But still, nonetheless, stop fucking getting excited in the crowd when he does that shit, because it's not fucking exciting. But nonetheless, the great one, the people's champ, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment in the Attitude Era.
We get it. We get it. We get it. That's not Cardiac anymore. We get it. We get it, Dylon. We get it.
Okay, so that puts us at Sean.
My number 3 is a man who was known to have 1,000 holds. The Iceman, Dean Malenko.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Jericho, but I forgot he got 1,001 holds.
He got 1,001, but 777 of them is arm drag.
That arm bar.
And the reason why is me personally, like, I can get down with the cruiserweights. I can get down with, you know, the crazy flips and all that. I can even get down with the hardcore dudes, like you see Sabu was on my fucking list. But the one thing that I've always kind of valued as like the most important thing in wrestling that makes it enjoyable for me is when wrestlers have technical ability. And so Dean Malenko to me is kind of like the standard of technical wrestling. He just, everything he does looks how it's supposed to look. Very rarely has botches. He can make a match with somebody who maybe isn't the most talented, and it's still an enjoyable match because Dean Malenko's so technical, he knows how to make them look good. And then if he is matched up with another good wrestler, like for example his ECW match with Eddie Guerrero, he can put on a 30-minute match that ends in a damn tie, and you're still happy like you just saw the best match of all time because it's entertaining. So Dean Malenko, number 3.
Heard. Mr. Malenko used to come to the ring doing the Vanderlei Silva. Okay, Sham, what's your number 2?
So my number 2, along with that same kind of story about Dean Malenko, my number 2 is Kurt Angle. Technical master, unquestioned. I mean, he is the only gold medal Olympic actual amateur wrestler who transitioned into WWE.
That was on camera as well, but go ahead. He never won a gold though. Never won a medal.
So yeah, Kurt Angle, huge move repertoire. I mean, I know it's mostly suplexes and variations of suplexes, but he does have a lot of them. But then, you know, like when he had his whole build up to the feud with Shawn Michaels about who's the best, this motherfucker came out there and did a goddamn moonsault. Like, nobody was expecting Kurt Angle to do a fucking moonsault, but...
And he didn't break his neck.
And he didn't break his neck trying to do it, unlike some people. Cough, cough, Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, made an ankle lock look like a devastating finishing move. I mean, I know Ken Shamrock had already done it, so it's not like he was the first person to think of that idea, but the fact that Kurt Angle just made it look devastating when he's literally just holding their ankle in his arm, like it's not a submission even, it's just that they made it look like it was a submission. And on top of that, I don't remember Ken Shamrock, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember Ken Shamrock doing like the leg grapevine with the ankle lock to keep them in place. But I remember Kurt Angle. Oh, he did. Well, see, there you go. So I just don't remember. He would do it while you're face down on the mat, he'd literally like grab it, your leg and your ankle, and just basically twist it, and he'd basically stretch it out. He did it with Rock at Mania. Mania 14. Okay, well, I'd have to rewatch that, but I remember Kurt literally, like, they'd be crawling and trying to get to the ropes, and then he'd just drag them back into the ring and then wrap his legs around their leg so they couldn't go nowhere. The angle slam, which is, you know, for not necessarily being the most complicated move ever, but it was still, like, really cool. Like, damn, I ain't never seen someone do that before. That's an interesting way to do something. So,
Troop
again,
in the comments said Kurt Angle is legit without being stiff.
Also true. And, Kurt, like, for a guy who is so intense when he's in the ring wrestling, to have so many funny moments outside the ring, like spraying people down with a milk truck like Austin did the beer truck, doing the stupid ass tiny cowboy hat and singing with a guitar, like, and it was way better than watching Elias's ass on Monday Night Raw. Like, Kurt Angle is legitimately funny. And he had all these funny moments with people that made you laugh. Like, damn, he an idiot. So, yeah, for that reason, Kurt Angle, number 2. definitely has, and in my opinion, he has one of the greatest matches of all time with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. So.
Okay, that was your number 2. So B.
My number 2. He already came up previously a couple numbers ago. But just again, Chris Benoit.
Okay, number 2 for the Wolverine. That's a year.
I mean, again, I don't have to go into detail. The guy, he was just one of the best, if not the best, technical wrestler in my book. He had put on some of the best matches, and you know, there's nothing else I need to say about Chris Benoit. You know, he just hit you with a flying headbutt and put you in a crippler crossface, the bitch. You got no choice but to tap out. I mean, like, what the fuck? Rip that showdown to socket. I mean, even with the missing tooth, you know, you just, you know, yeah.
Troop said he doesn't hurt. Are you talking about Kurt Angle? He said he doesn't hurt his opponents. He doesn't hurt his opponents, his partners in the ring. Correct, he doesn't. Makes him beast as well. Well, yes. Benoit. It's too many flying headbutts. I said you heard. My number 2. Mr. WrestleMania himself, HBK, the showstopper.
That's your number 1. That's your number 1.
I know it is, but
I mean,
I mean, who? Shawn Michaels epitomizes.
I know who his number 1 is, so I know where he's going.
Shawn epitomizes what it means to be the showman outside of wrestling, outside the ring. We know what he does in the ring. He's great. He was one of them players where if he didn't get the gimmick though, he wasn't going to be a star. He was just going to be, he would end up being the original Dolph Ziggler. But his ability to turn rocker babyface, when he, it's right to me, it's the most infamous moment outside of a ring. I'm sure there's other things that happened at that time period for the hardcore fans, but as a kid, for me, like, I was, especially being a Rockers, like, I liked the Rockers. When he kicked that motherfucker and threw his ass with that window, I didn't know what life was at that moment. I didn't know if shit was real or, like, you know, I knew it was real, like, in my mind, like, wrestling was real. I was a kid, but, like, this shit was like, oh, this ain't just a sport. These niggas got problems and issues. These niggas got beef. Like, hold on, they set tripping over here. So that's when, like, to me, I started, that was one of the moments that made me start taking wrestling serious. Like, oh, this shit got, okay, I see you. So from there on out, it was always like his persona just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, how you go from just being a little rocker dude, then you start wearing leather coats. Next time we see you, you got hearts on your ass, fucking glitter. You coming out, you got the whole, then you got you singing your own theme song again. Like, yeah. And, I mean, I don't even have to tell you. And in-ring work speaks for itself. Way too much history. Reason, like, what's name? Sean doesn't admit it, don't see it. Some people will hate it, but I do believe Sasha Banks is the female HBK because of just look at the things that he did and what she's doing now. It's a mirror. Sean is the first of everything. He might have not always had the title runs that he should have had, but he was pretty much the first to do most of the best shit. Most of the wrestling, what we stand for today and love, Shawn Michaels was in it, did it, or won it. But it Rumbles, Hell in
Grand Slam champion,
Hell in the Cells, fucking Elimination Chambers, ladder match, like, what's name happened. He was one of them motherfuckers that came up with the concept of having dual fake belts with the storyline and all that type of shit. Like, to what's name, his dick moves when like, yeah, my knee hurt. So, but then you thinking I'm lying about it, so I'm gonna go out there and hit a backflip and do a dance in the ring and shit. Like, everything, the drug inducement and then even the resurgence, it all lets you know what this man is, what he was. Like, Brett got the moniker, but to me, the moniker goes to Sean. Best there was and the best there ever will be. Hold on. HBK, like.
Okay.
So now
Did
it's
Sean,
number
you
one.
give your number 3? No. Oh,
I
no,
did.
my bad. Oh. So wait, so who? Oh,
Number one time.
number 1.
Number
Oh,
one.
everybody know. Everybody know. Everybody. Number
Wait,
1
wait,
though.
wait. So who was B's number 2?
Chris Benoit.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay, so
I thought that was 3. Okay.
Sean, would you like to take the honors?
I mean, I'm just gonna basically be piggybacking, but sure, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Well,
he get
I figured that's why.
yeah,
What's the
that's
name?
what it
That's
was.
another reason why I said go first.
Yeah. So my number 1, for anyone who doesn't know, and maybe people don't know because we haven't really talked about it much outside of doing like the petty review and just talking about the current matches. My number 1 of all time, by far, like it's not even close, is Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania. When you talk about who made me fall in love with wrestling, I mean, I liked wrestling as a young kid because of Hulk Hogan. That's why he did make my list as an honorable mention. Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, all that bullshit made me like wrestling as a kid. And I'm not ashamed to admit that, as much as these motherfuckers are gonna hate on me for it. However, what made me fall in love with professional wrestling was watching Shawn Michaels ride a fucking zip line from the rafters all the way down to the ring, wearing some goddamn S&M clothing like he was a fucking dominatrix.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it
And
was.
this dude
I don't know what it was about men in
And
the
this
80s, but if
dude
you didn't wear chaps, you
made
was
it-
not that nigga.
made it work. This dude made it work to a point where women were throwing themselves at him. Like, you'd see that shit nowadays and you'd be like, oh man, that's suspect. He was a playboy dressed like that. I don't know how he did it, but he did.
That was I'm telling you. If you was in the 80s and you ain't have on some chaps, you wasn't nothing in the world.
What you mean? First of all, he was a sex symbol. He was in Playgirl. I mean, that's how he.
I mean, he was in Playgirl.
Exactly.
True story.
And that's why he had them
He was-
chaps. I bet you them chaps ain't
I'm
have on
pretty
nothing
sure
under
he's
them
the
in
only one who
Playgirl.
can say that. There's been a few of them in sex tapes, but he's the only one to be in an actual magazine. There've been tons of divas that have been in Playboy, but there's only been one Sean.
Open.
I mean, and then, I mean, look, if you're gonna say anything bad about Sean, you can probably say his promos aren't the best. I will agree with you there. But
Not
everything
all the
else,
time, because sometimes he says
right.
fire your ass.
Sometimes he had some great promos, and sometimes he didn't. So
Right.
I'll give him that. I can admit, you know, even my favorite wrestler does have his drawbacks. It's just they're very few and far between. But
I mean,
outside,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll wait. Go ahead.
outside of that, I mean, okay. Constantly stole the show at WrestleMania, even when he wasn't the main event. He was the match everyone remembers from those pay-per-views. Literally carried the fucking company when they had nobody except for him. He carried that company for about 3 years while they were developing new talent because everybody jumped ship to WCW to get a bigger paycheck. Dude sung his own entrance music. He didn't have nobody making his song for him. Dude came out with style. Like, Sean was swag before swag was even a term in the rap game. Dude openly has the best matches, like numerous 5-star matches, numerous first ladder match, first Hell in a Cell, first one to back-to-back win WrestleMania, first person to win Royal Rumble from the #1 position, first person to fucking I mean, like, literally the list goes on. First Grand Slam champion, first Triple Crown champion in WWE.
Didn't
like,
he win the first Elimination Chamber?
He won the first Elimination Chamber, most Royal Rumble eliminations, longest time lasted in a Royal Rumble up until I think Rey Mysterio broke it. Like, the dude has a list of accomplishments that like his resume speaks for itself.
I
Let's just
thought
put it
Roman
like
had
that.
the most eliminations.
Before
Like
Roman was Kane.
I mean like cumulative is what I'm saying. Like
All time.
throughout more yeah, multiple Royal Rumbles, yeah, not in a single Royal Rumble.
I believe it's still Kane, but okay. But I get your just he made history.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, don't get all
Also,
upset. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing.
yeah. So also, dude was the first person I can ever fucking remember. And coming from the 80s where finishing moves were, to be honest, like very telegraphed, like it was like, oh, okay, running leg drop, Hulk Hogan always sets it up by doing like 5 punches and then a big boot and then does the leg drop.
And the
Ultimate
ear.
Warrior.
Oh, don't forget the dumbass ear thing.
Yeah. Okay, so then you had like Ultimate Warrior. He's gonna pick you up, gorilla press slam, and then he's gonna do a dive, running splash on your back, and then pin you.
That was the match.
Even Macho Man, he's gonna get up on the turnbuckle, do some taunting, and then do the flying elbow drop. Ric Flair, he's gonna do all his little antics and his woo before he does the figure 4. Shawn Michaels is the first one I can remember that actually had that out of nowhere moment where this man would hit a super kick out of nowhere and nobody would see it coming, and you would just be left with your jaw on the ground like, where the fuck did that even come from? Like, how did he hit that? Like, there was no setup. It wasn't. I'm not used to this. This is completely different. I haven't seen somebody like this. So yeah, Shawn Michaels, #1, best in-ring performer of all time. That's pretty much all there is to it.
Best performer.
Fucking amazing.
Probably best overall performer of all time.
All right, Matt. You want to go? Or you want me to go?
I'll go.
I already know his.
Hey, yo.
Braun Strowman, #1.
It could be a strong. It could be a strong case for Braun where he sits, but
he said, "Hey yo."
Hey,
he
yo.
said, "That's got."
I know. No, it's Razor Ramon. Yeah, I knew that. I was joking.
Razor is the only guy,
bad guy
that can do some weird shit. Like I'm very critical of wrestlers. Every moment, every movement counts. So when you do shit, I expect it to mean something. To this day, I don't know what the fuck the whole thing in the ring with the ha is, but I still feel like it's the coolest shit ever. No idea why he used to get in the ring, stomp on the ground, and beat his chest and then throw his hands out. No clue what it meant. I don't know what it had to do with being a bad guy. The toothpick I got, it was disrespectful. That thing, no clue what the fuck it is, but it was just, if that was the epitome of machismo, because if you can get out there and do some dumbass shit like that and niggas buy it, use a cold-blooded motherfucker. But that you took this Italian dude and made him Tony Montana was dope in itself. But then you put the fact that, like, what is Scott Hall? Because when you look at him back in those days, the camera made my man's look like he was 6'8". But
he
really,
actually is 6'8".
Okay, well then look, there you go. Cause he used to be huge. He was tall, arms, crazy arm, like he had the body like he should be hooping in the league or something. Like, dude. Thank you, man. Okay, but I'm talking. If B said hi, but what's the name? B's talking to you in the comments, but nonetheless, yeah. Babe, this is not your mirror.
Really? Really? Really?
No, there is no filter. So now, anyways, so sorry for the interruption, folks. But nonetheless, Razor Ramon, he brought that, like, from a time when you had literal clowns wrestling, not like, oh, dude's a clown, no, literal fucking clowns in the ring running around wrestling, or you have You have what's it? So yeah, B, you see what I'm dealing with right now.
She's
What's
so
the
mesmerized right now. She all fucked up. She's so intrigued.
but
She's so
nothing,
intrigued.
man. But when you have clowns and garbage men and what's yeah, babe, and babe, can you leave me alone? What's the name? You got hockey players and mounties and all these different types of stuff, shit that are in the world. For a motherfucker to come out and just be you talk about swag before swag was a swag, nigga. This nigga was that you talk about Ric Flair drip on the bitch when Rick had that over the top crazy I'm lit all the time and shit, but Razor just had that nigga. I don't gotta say nothing. Everything was calculated. Walking under the ladder, like nigga, I'm the bad guy. I don't give a fuck about your little punk ass luck, nigga. And I'm gonna win this bitch, cause I'm the real IC title holder, bitch. Like that's how Razor was Snoop Dogg. Y'all like you got it. You see that the swag, everything, just the presentation, and then for the fact that if you don't know, he has the most protected finisher where nobody's kicked out that motherfucker. I don't know if it's because he chose to, like knowing he was gonna lose that match, so he was like, "Oh, okay, I am doing my move tonight." What the fuck? Or was it them? Don't do your move tonight because you're gonna lose. Either way, the strategy and the thought process behind it is brilliant. Like I wouldn't do it either. Like shit, I'm not about to do my finisher. I'm gonna lose. I know I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna take advantage of that. And I'm about to do my shit. Oh, then when they say, "Oh, why you lose?" Because I ain't get my finisher. He beat me to the punch. Like it's Razor. So that's my number one. Like the game, he made everybody want to be cool. He made the bag. He gave us attitude. Wouldn't be no attitude if it wasn't for Scott. I said you heard. All right, nigga, come and talk to goddamn Undertaker and shit.
Yeah, you already know who my number one is. Y'all both know. And basically, his career speaks for itself. From the 2 years he was in WCW, he didn't really make a name for himself. But then when he switched over to WWF, that's where he struck fear to everybody's heart.
Stone Cold? Damn, I didn't know you was down with him.
I'll bet you tried it. I'll bet you really tried it.
Stunning Steve.
I'm talking about the Dead Man, the Undertaker, the Phenom, the Ministry of Darkness, American Badass, the Corporate Ministry. Yes, I'm talking about the one and only true icon. Yes. I mean, his resume just speaks for itself. I mean,
the fact that he's been able
to wrestling, and if you don't know nothing about wrestling, but you hear the Undertaker's name, then you know that guy has definitely made an impact.
Okay, so let's put this out here on the table. What the fuck is the Undertaker? Is he a zombie? Is he a pallbearer? Is he a Grim Reaper? Is he just a dead ass nigga? What is the Undertaker? What is the Ministry of Darkness cult leader? We know we get the bad guy or we get the biker gimmick. We'll separate that. What the fuck is the Undertaker? Because to me, he was a big ass zombie, and then the shit changed from here to there and everywhere in between.
I don't think he was a zombie. I just think he was, always with the pallbearer. Whatever, who would you call them people that will always be with the pallbearers?
Dead bodies?
No. No, motherfucker.
I mean, shit. Who the fuck else just be kicking in with pallbearers? They talk about he the dead man. Dead men usually are zombies, nigga. And that I know you remember his original face.
Well, man, you from yes. But not everybody's from that land, so yeah.
Oh Lord, boy, yeah.
But long story short, Taker is Taker. I mean, I fell in love with him since day one. back then when they had the pay-per-views on closed circuit TV, and that's the first time me and my father ever went out together, and he took me down to the arena to watch Survivor Series. Damn! After all these years on Earth, that's like one of the only major memories I have of my father, taking me to go see Survivor Series.
Shit just got deep.
Shit took a family turn like a motherfucker.
I mean, shit. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it, but you know, I mean, that was a good memory. I mean,
Troop said Undertaker is Hades, Lord of the Underworld.
Well, I mean,
I can see that. I'm saying, I can see that old Cerberus ass nigga. I can see that.
But you know, he's just a dead man. You know, I mean, to me, ain't nobody greater than my eyes. Only thing I'm upset about, he didn't get us many title runs, but he didn't need it because he was always there to put somebody else over.
Yeah, he was one of them enigma characters. He didn't need no damn. There's certain characters that just like pretty much all our top characters were characters that their character transcended really needing, and the shit that they did transcended needing to have the title all the time. Like Razor didn't even get a heavyweight title. Sean, a lot of his runs cut short. He made years, and they would take the belt from him just as quick as they take the belt from Sasha. Plug. But then Taker, same way. It was like there was huge moments. They created something for him to where it was like he didn't even need a title with the streak.
Right,
the streak
the thing is with
was
Taker,
bigger than the title at
times. And Taker, he was just basically he was there to put people over. He was never afraid to put somebody over. Never afraid. It was
like
shot. He was with that.
He was the original bar.
I mean,
he don't set the bar. He was the bar.
He is the bar. That's the reason why John Cena trying to have a match with his ass and take it like, nah, bro, I'm good for right now.
Right.
We'll try again. We'll try again in a couple weeks. We'll try again. What is that show of shows? Like, I ain't got nothing to prove no more.
Truth said, professional wrestling is the modern day gladiator show. Somewhat. A little bit more. It's like an athletic soap opera. I would probably say UFC is more the gladiator. Yeah, it gives you that good, you know, drama aspect of everything, excitingness, but then at the same time, it got some contact in there. And then now when you've grown and you actually watch it and you start trying to critique it more of like athletically and can they make you seem like it's real? Because I know that's what I look for now. Like I look to see who's making it look the realest. And when you look at it and appreciate what they actually are doing in the selling, it's crazy. I said you heard. Oh yeah, I feel you. He said they got mythical characters like Gladiator Complex Show. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Yes sir. Well yeah, so Undertaker #1.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, y'all two already knew that. But,
yeah,
you know.
I mean that was a given. Like I said, I'm surprised Sasha was as far down your list as she was. I'm surprised. I guess I'm surprised Brock Lesnar wasn't on Sean's list.
True.
Brock Lesnar didn't even make my 25 when I had to narrow it down.
Jesus, damn. Oh, okay.
Not even as a whole.
Didn't know
like
that.
not even as a whole person. Just no.
No, because Brock Lesnar is not one of my favorite wrestlers. I don't know why y'all seem to think that. Like, I can enjoy his matches without him being one of my favorite wrestlers. I understand that he is very fucking limited. Doesn't bring a lot to the table. Doesn't like to put people over. Has an ego the size of fucking Texas. I mean, I understand why people don't like Brock. I just can enjoy his matches for what they are, which is entertainment.
I said you heard. I don't know.
So you call a 5-minute match entertaining? I mean, okay.
If it's 5 minutes of him beating the bricks off of John Cena, hell yeah, it's entertaining.
Well, I mean, if it's Cena, but everything else. Almost done.
Okay, well, get in where you fit in, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I probably was just being racist, and I was like, "Yeah, you white, so you probably like Brock Lesnar." I don't know.
Really?
I ain't gonna lie.
Really? We gonna go there
I mean,
though?
because I figure,
Oh,
so for
you
some reason,
right.
you
You
probably the
right.
only person
You
that
right.
I.
Hey, you right. You right, Matt. But you Haitian, so I guess that means you like Papa Shango too, right?
No, I do
You
like
into all that fucking witchcraft
I
and
do
shit,
like
right?
Kofi Kingston though. But.
I am not doing this with y'all at all. I'm not doing this with y'all.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was our top 10 favorite wrestlers. We got some more lists of this nature, your current wrestlers, NXT rosters, finishers, and everything in between. So a whole bunch of other stuff. I just want to go back and point out, because of my girl, you got to live, almighty troll. But if you bring your ass back in here again and say some stupid shit, I'm on your ass, boy. But anyway,
Yeah,
other
Oh,
than
he's a repeat offender.
yeah,
He's a
That's why I
repeat
said what I
offender because when
said.
I was
That's why I
when I
said
was
what I
watching when I was watching us do one of the other ones, he was on there trolling. So he's a repeat offender.
oh, so you follow two troll. Ooh, we got our first dick rider. Shout out to the dick rider. I said you heard. But anyways, until next time, hit that notification button.
No. Hold up. Hold on. Nope. You've got the plug. Tune in next Sunday, straight after WrestleMania. Straight
Oh
petty
shit!
review.
Damn, we almost there like that. I said you
Yes,
heard.
yes,
So not this
yes,
Sunday, folks.
yes.
Next Sunday, the granddaddy of them all, the Clash of Immortals, the insert your shit right there is popping, y'all. I said you heard. WrestleMania 3-4. We bringing you petty review straight directly after, uncensored, uncut. Telling you now,
And it's
disclaimer,
gonna be nasty.
not gonna be a
Disclaimer.
family show. Off rip. Hide your kids, hide your
Hide your
wives.
wife.
If you are a female wrestling fan, bring your big
Hide your
girl
husbands.
pants because oh lord, yes, hide your baby daddies. Most importantly, Ricochet run. But what's the name? If you're gonna be a female in your watch, please bring your big girl pants because it's gonna be a lot of offensive shit said. So. In that nature, I said, you hold on, be here right after WrestleMania. Trust me, it'll be about 7 hours of shit for you to get through. There's some type of concert. Probably when the concert goes on, I might even jump on stream just so we can talk a little shit about what's going on. Because trust me, there's the drinking game going. There's going to be a lot of stuff flowing. I might even make a video during. I might make a video.
God.
You know what? We might stream during the pre-show just so let y'all know what our drinking game is going to be, and you can see us in the we're assuming the cruiserweight match and the battle royal for the men's is going to be on the pre-show this year, so we possibly could do that on cam during pre-show just so you can see how we so y'all can get down like us too. So if when you come see the gloriness and the glorious WrestleMania petty review, you can be halfway to where we're at. Because I'm telling you now, the Bloodsons Brothers Uso New Day match is going to probably have a super, super kick drunk. So, join us then. Bring your big girl pants. I look forward to kicking your ass, troll, at the promo battle because you're going to show up since you're our dick rider. Said you heard. And until then, this is Jose Inc. Say goodbye to the fellas. You two fellas.
Goodbye, y'all. Have a nice night. See you next fall. All that bullshit.
Well, I guess so. Whatever. Come back next Sunday, and
Come back next Sunday for the petty review. It's gonna be litty.
So yeah.
And depending on how people are feeling at the end after Saturday, you might get you a NXT NO show. Might. Because it's going to be a lot of drinking on that one too, and it's probably going to be even crazier than the main show. Just saying. So, until then, we gone, we out. I said, you hear me? Hold on.